Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Aika and today we're going to go over 5 succulents that don't need direct sunlight. So what I mean by not needing direct sunlight is basically without direct sunlight they won't get elongated like other succulents would. For example, a very typical succulent is the Euphorbia. So you can see it has a really beautiful rosette formation. However, if you live in New York or New Jersey, it doesn't stay like that for very long. I've only had this for maybe 3 months and it's already very elongated, as you can tell by the stem. And here's another, this I think a panda's paw or bear paw, something like that. It's so cute. It's really fuzzy and it has these brown tips. So it's really beautiful, but as you can see, it's extremely leggy. There's a ton of space between all the leaves. But yeah, so if you have succulents that look like that and you're kind of tired of them getting leggy, then definitely stay tuned and watch the video because I think the 5 plants I chose are really beautiful and very hardy. So for the first plant, it's pretty popular. It's called a Huarthia attenuata or Huarthia Sabrina. As you can tell, it has these like zebra stripes. Super beautiful. I've had it for maybe 3 years and it started off with like maybe 3 of these little ones and now it's crazy. It just is a really hardy plant, it's very beautiful, and yeah, doesn't need direct sunlight. So the next one is a Crassula ovata monstruosa, commonly known as a Golem Jade or trumpet jade or finger jade. So here it is. I love this plant. I had this one same amount of time as the Huarthia. It was probably the size, it could probably fit in my hand. And now it's huge. It has these awesome like woody trunks as it gets older, if you could see them. I prefer the Golem Jade over the regular this typical jade, which I also have. So I started this as like 2 leaves or something. Jade are great in general because they don't need a lot of direct sunlight to grow, but I think you could see the legginess on this one a little bit more. I mean, they all kind of look branchy, but I just feel like the Golem Jade is just so much cooler looking. So if you see one, you should definitely get one. And I'll show you where I keep all of these plants in my room. Here's another type of jade. Actually, if anyone can help me ID this one, you can see the leaves are kind of oval instead of round, like the, oh geez. So they have like a teardrop shape. They're a little thinner than the typical jade, but it's definitely a jade with this woody stem and the leaves. Yeah, so if anyone can ID this, please leave a comment. I've had this for like 6 months. I actually saved it from a restaurant. It was like in a window dying. So I took it home and now it's like 10 times the size as when I got it. Okay, next I'm gonna go into, wow, I'm blanking on the name. Euphorbias. So Euphorbias are really interesting. This is like my pride and joy. I have to go all the way back here so you can see it. I don't know how many feet this is. I don't know. It's very tall right now. I got it when the tallest one was probably like 8 inches or something. So, and that was maybe 3 years ago. I basically just got into plants like 4 years ago. So these plants I kind of all got at the same time. But yeah, the Euphorbia. So I think this is great, especially if you really like cacti or you want a cactus in your house for the aesthetics of it. It looks just like a cactus, and most people call it a cactus, but it is a Euphorbia, and it has leaves along with spines. And it doesn't need direct sunlight. I'll show you where I keep mine. And it just grows at a really nice rate. So cacti take forever to grow, which is also really cool. But it is exciting to see it grow every season. And you can tell by the new growth is green. So it already grew a bunch this season. But again, no direct sunlight, and obviously the whole thing is leggy, so even, I don't know how you could ever tell if it were leggy. Maybe there'd be less space between the leaves, or more space between leaves, but it wouldn't ruin the aesthetic, if that makes sense. And this is the Euphorbia trigona, or trigona, so this one in particular I think is really cool. There's so many types of Euphorbia, and they all look really different. This is another one. I think this is a hybrid. I got it in Home Depot, but it's called the Euphorbia Briar Patch, and just so cool. So this is another good option for a succulent that doesn't need direct sunlight and won't get leggy or look leggy. But I really like the Euphorbia trigona. Next, I want to keep my favorite for last. So next one is all the rage right now. It's the string of pearls. So cute. This does not need direct sunlight. Everyone loves this plant, and I found it really easy to take care of. So just like all the plants I'm mentioning, you can give it a little bit more water than a cactus or other succulents, and for me, I haven't experienced it getting any root rot. In fact, it's growing really fast and really well, and I've only had it during the winter, so I can't imagine what it's going to do in the spring. But it's just so cute. But yeah, I think I water mine a little bit more than other people do, but it seems to be working really well. I basically wait until the top layer of soil is dry, and then I'll just put enough water to re-wet the top. I know most people don't do that, but I think the roots are so shallow that that's the only part that needs water. And yeah, I find it very easy to take care of, and it's adorable, and you won't see it get leggy. Okay, so that was number 4, and last but not least is my favorite. It's what is it called? A Rhipsalis bossifera. So this is commonly known as the mistletoe cactus. It is typically in the jungle, so jungle cactus. So obviously that tells you it gets a lot more moisture and much less sun than other succulents and cacti. So that's really awesome. I've also had this one since it was this big. And I've just been cutting it back every year and repotting it into the same thing to expand it and make it bushy. But I think this year I'm gonna just let it grow long. So that's why you see these long. I just think it's so cute. It grows so well. It looks so cool. You really can't go wrong if you get this one. And I think eventually over time it just starts drooping down. So this is by far my favorite plant that I own, which says a lot because I have a lot of plants. But yeah, I love this one. I actually have 2 more kinds. This is called a coral cactus. So it's also a Rhipsalis, slightly different structure. And then there's this thing. So cute. Yeah, so it grows in these little cute bunches, but then some of the growth is just straight and like stiffer and like stem-like. It's very interesting. So coral cactus. And another Ripsalis I have, they're all adorable, is this Drunkard's Dream or Dancing Bottles cactus. But you can see this one has these really interesting shapes. All the new growth hasn't gotten that shape yet, so I wonder at what point it'll look like this. But yeah, I got it maybe half the size and it's grown a lot. So those are the 5. Please comment if you have any questions about how I take care of these, but mostly I really want to know what your experience is with succulents, especially if you live in like the north of the United States, because maybe it's just me and maybe you've had success with like Euphorbias and other rosette looking succulents, and maybe it's just something I'm doing wrong. But yeah, I would love to know how you take care of your succulents, and if this was helpful. So thank you for watching, and come back soon. This is where the Echeveria is. This is the string of pearls in Ripsalis. Then we have basically all my cacti, plus Pilea. So here's the Golem Jade. It's right by the window. There's a Ripsalis there. There's a Euphorbia and 2 jade here. And then my big Ripsalis. Over here we have the Huar Thea and the Euphorbia. And the Euphorbia used to actually be where that lamp is. So it was much further away from the window. But basically these 4 windows only get morning sunlight. And then these 2 get afternoon light. But I did just move here in February, so I might move things around once the sun gets stronger, because I don't think these should be in like really hot sun. Yeah.